Hello, this is Kapadycast, and here's my World Series recap. We got a doozy ahead of us. This was a stage set for a heavyweight showdown between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays, two teams that were built for this October postseason. One expected to be here, the other one was not at all. From Shohei Ohtani's jaw-dropping blast to Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s clutch power displays, this was a series that swung like a shifting pendulum, momentum changing every single inning. It had extra innings, one of the longest games in MLB history, bullpen duels, late game magic, and 7 grueling battles. Everything came down to Game 7, and this was the Dodgers versus Blue Jays, the World Series that had it all. We start off in Game 1. The series started in Toronto at the Rogers Center, where the Blue Jays hosted the Dodgers, and this turned into an offensive explosion. Both teams came in swinging, but by the middle innings, the Blue Jays' bats absolutely caught fire. Dodgers wasted no time getting on the board. In the second inning, Kike Hernandez lined a single into center field, scoring Teoscar Hernandez for an early 1-0 lead, and an inning later, Mookie Betts crossed the plate with a sharp RBI single from Will Smith, putting LA up 2-0, giving them some early momentum. The Jays struck right back, though. In the bottom of the fourth, Varsho crushed a 423-foot home run to dead center, a no-doubter that tied the game at 2-2 and got Rogers Centers in a ruckus. Then the breakout inning came in the 6th. Toronto erupted when Ernie Clement broke the tie with a 2-run single up the middle, scoring Kiner-Falefa and Kirk to make it 4-2. After a bases-loaded walk to Nathan Lucas, Andres Jimenez added a 2-run single to extend the lead even further, but the real dagger came off the bat of Addison Barger, who launched a 413-foot rocket, a grand slam that blew the game wide open, making it 9-2 Blue Jays. And moments later, Alejandro Kirk joined the party with a 2-run blast of his own that capped off a massive, 9-run 6th inning, putting Toronto up 11-2. The Dodgers responded too little too late with Shohei Ohtani hitting a solo home run, trimming it to 11-4, but then it was too late. Dominguez closed the inning with 1 point innings of shutout baseball and 2 strikeouts. Toronto's offense was unstoppable in this game, with Dalton Varsho 3 for 3 with a homer and 2 RBIs and 3 runs scored, and Alejandro Kirk added a 2-run home run, and Addison Barger had a grand slam, and Ernie Clement keep chipping away at that pitching. Then we head to Game 2. After getting blown out in Game 1, the Dodgers came back to Rogers Center looking for revenge, and they got a masterclass from Yamamoto. Right from the jump, Los Angeles wasted no time, again scoring on the top of the first, with Freddie Freeman coming around to score on an RBI single from Will Smith, giving the Dodgers a quick 1-0 lead. Toronto answered back in the third with a George Springer leadoff single, and Alejandro Kirk lifted a sacrifice fly to center, tying it up 1-1. And then at this point, Yamamoto took over the game. He decided, I'm going to pitch the rest of the game, and locked in. His fastball command was very sharp. The splitter was filthy, and Toronto's bats had no answers for the rest of the game. In the 7th, the Dodgers offense backed him up. Will Smith jumped all over a pitch from Kevin Gausman and hammered it 404 feet to left field. A solo shot that broke the tie and made it 2-1 LA. Max Muncy joined the home run party, sending another deep fly. This one 351 feet to left, stretched the lead to 3-1. Back-to-back Jackson Smith and Muncy, and the Dodgers were in control. And then in the 8th, Andy Pages made it 4-1, and Shohei Ohtani crossed the plate on a fielder's choice. Yamamoto was able to get the job done from the distance. A complete game. Back-to-back complete games, allowing just 4 hits, 1 run, no walks, and striking out 8. For the offensive side, Will Smith led the way, going 2 for 4 with the homer and 2 RBIs, while Max Muncy added a home run of his own, 2 hits total, and Freddie Freeman continued to find his swing. Yamamoto was a master, but one thing, Kevin Gausman has had no run support all playoffs long. He played amazing and had 0 run support, and that will come back to bite the Jays later in the series too. And then we head down to Chavez Ravine for Game 3, where we had the longest game in MLB history. 18 innings, the game that had everything: clutch hitting, dominant pitching, and late-night heroics. It was a battle of endurance, and when the dust finally settled, the Los Angeles walked off in a dramatic fashion. Fireworks started early in this game. A second inning, Teoscar Hernandez, with no time getting revenge, blasting up a 412-foot home run, and then an inning later, Shohei Ohtani joined the show, sending a missile 390 feet to the right, his second homer in as many games, giving the Dodgers a 2-0 cushion. But the Blue Jays answered back in the fourth. Alejandro Kirk crushed a 390-foot blast to center, scoring him, Guerrero Jr., and Bo Bichette, giving Toronto a 3-2 lead. Then Andres Gimenez added a sacrifice fly to make it 4-2. The Jays were rolling and looked like they might take control and win this game at Dodger Stadium. But the Dodgers were not done. In the fifth, Ohtani struck again, doubling to bring Kike Hernandez home, cutting the deficit to 1, and then Freddie Freeman followed up with an RBI single to tie the game at 4. A quick note, this brawl in Game 7 wasn't really a brawl, but it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Andres Gimenez was definitely asking to be hit by a pitch, and it was crazy. You see, he literally stuck his hand out on a couple plays earlier. That was crazy. But then, let's get back to Game 3, and then Bo Bichette reclaimed the lead in the 7th with an RBI single, but LA answered immediately. Ohtani again, this time smashing a 401-foot rocket to left center, tying it once more at 5-4. That's about all the scoring we had for about 11 whole innings. Both bullpens went to work. Both teams traded zeros for 10 straight innings. My bad. Toronto used 8 pitchers and LA matched with 9 of their own, including clutch scoreless innings from Trinan, Dreyer, Sasaki, Shreenan, and I forgot his name. Will something. It was I forgot his name. He played amazing. Yeah, it was, but the thing that tipped off this game was a 406-foot walk-off home run by Freddie Freeman to deep center field. I watched this game. I was literally about to fall asleep, and I saw him win the game. I was like, thank God for ending this misery. And Game 3 ended in the Dodgers' favor. Dodgers leading the series 2-1. But the Blue Jays strike right back after an 18-inning marathon the night before. Both teams came into Game 4 looking exhausted, but the Blue Jays looked anything but tired. Shane Bieber had a strong outing, and the Jays bounced back to take Game 4 from the Dodgers at Chavez Ravine. Dodgers actually struck first again in the bottom of the second. Kike Hernandez, playoff Kike, gay stripper Kike, left a sacrifice fly, bringing home Max Muncy to give LA a 1-0 lead. It was a patient start from the Dodgers, and with Ohtani on the mound, things looked promising early, but that lead didn't last long. In the top of the first, actually no, I think I got this one. Wrong game. In the top of the third, Vladimir Guerrero turned on a pitch from Ohtani and crushed it, a 395-foot home run, scoring Nathan Lucas and putting Toronto ahead 2-1. Sorry, that's the next game. The Jays flipped the game just like that, and they were far from done well. Both starters settled, and Ohtani showed flashes of dominance, striking out 6 over 6 innings, but the Blue Jays finally broke it open in the 7th. Andres Gimenez came through with an RBI single to left, scoring Dalton Varsho, then Ty France in a pinch hit spot. Grounded to bring home another run. Moments later, Bo Bichette added an RBI single of his own, and Addison Barger capped the rally off with a hardliner to left that brought home Guerrero Jr. The Jays had suddenly piled up 4 runs in the inning, turning a 2-1 edge into a 6-run commanding lead that led to them eventually winning the game. Shane Bieber earned a win with another steady performance, going 5 1/3 innings, allowing just 4 hits and 1 run, while striking out 3. Mitch Fluharty handled the middle innings, and Chris Bassett and Louis Varland combined to just finish it off, holding the Dodgers to just 2 runs on 6 hits total. For the plate, Guerrero Jr., having an amazing playoffs, went 2 for 4 with a 2-run homer. 2-1 homer and an RBI single. Bichette added 2 hits and an RBI, while Jimenez drove in 2 and scored once. Addison Barger also contributed late with an late RBI hit. For the Dodgers, Ohtani had a rough night on both ends, giving up 4 earned runs over 6 innings while going hitless at the plate. Freddie Freeman managed a double, and Kike Hernandez and Edman each had RBIs, but the offense could not find the same spark from earlier in the series. The Blue Jays win this game 6-2, and Toronto evens the momentum once again, led by Guerrero's power and Bieber's poise. Then we head to the final game at Chavez Ravine for the rest of the season, and the Blue Jays came into Game 5 looking to build off their strong Game 4 win, and they didn't waste a second. Another lights-out performance from Trey Savage. Toronto dominated to win wire-to-wire, taking down the Dodgers 6-1. Another also great Yamamoto's next inning. The Dodgers had Blake Snell on the mound. But the Blue Jays came out swinging, leading off Davis Schneider for the injured George Springer, who left, I believe, Game 3 early. Jumped all over a pitch from Blake Snell, a heater inside, launched it 373 feet to left field for a quick 1-0 lead. And before Dodger fans could even catch their breath, Vladimir Guerrero took another heater down 394 feet to left center, to bringing back-to-back bombs to the first inning to make it 2-0 Blue Jays. After that heater that he threw to Vladimir Guerrero Jr., it was 20-something pitches before he threw another heater. He was scared to throw that pitch. He thought another Blue Jays was going to take it deep. But the next time he threw the heater, he did strike out a Blue Jays. So I guess he was not validated in that decision at all. But in the fourth, Ernie Clement did his job with a sacrifice fly to center, bringing home Dalton Varsho and pushing the lead to 3-1. But Snell battled his way through 6 innings, and Toronto continued to find ways to scratch across runs. By the 7th inning, the Jays broke it open yet again. Their favorite time to break it open between the 6th and 7th inning. Guerrero Jr. drew a walk to load the bases, and Addison Barger came home on a wild pitch, making it 4-1. Then Bo Bichette singled to right, scoring Andres Jimenez and Guerrero for a 6-1 lead. And that was all the cushion Toronto needed, as Savage continued to carve up the Dodgers lineup. Savage was brilliant. This kid, amazing. He started the season in Single A, came all the way up to the majors, pitched 1 or 2 games in the regular season, and has pitched 3 or 4 games in the playoffs and 2 games in the World Series. And he even has a relief start, or a relief, as he came in the, I believe, 7th or 8th inning of Game 7. Yes, Trey Savage was 7 innings, allowing 3 hits and 1 run, striking out 12. I believe he struck out like Freddie Freeman, or it was Ohtani, a crazy amount of times. At the plate, Guerrero Jr. led the charge once again, going 2 for 3 with a home run, 2 RBIs, and a walk, while Bo Bichette added a pair of hits. Also, the Davis Schneider had a leadoff homer to set the tone early. Ernie Clement and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, or IKF, drove in runs as well, helping Toronto total 9 hits on 6 runs on the night. For the Dodgers, Kike Hernandez's solo home run was a lone highlight, as the rest of the lineup was held up to just 4 hits. Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, and Will Smith each went hitless. Snell took the loss after giving up 5 earned runs over 6 2/3 innings. Yeah, that was the Muncy home run. That was a monster shot. In on the hands, bad pitch by Savage. Then we head back to Rogers Center, and it's Game 6 of the World Series. The Blue Jays lead the series 3-2, but they have to get through Yamamoto. Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Blue Jays are 1 win away from closing the series, and the Dodgers turn to their ace in the making, Yamamoto, to keep their season alive. And under pressure, he delivered back by clutch hitting from Mookie Betts and Will Smith. The Los Angeles Dodgers staved off elimination with a 3-1 win in Toronto. Both starters came out sharp. Kevin Gausman for Toronto, as I said earlier, Kevin Gausman gets no run support in any of these games, and Yamamoto for LA traded zeros through the first 2 innings, each showing elite command. The crowd was tense, waiting for someone to blink, and in the third, the Dodgers struck first. Will Smith came up with runners on and ripped a double into the gap in left center, scoring Tommy Edman, and bringing home Shohei Ohtani from first. That 2-run double gave the Dodgers a early 2-0 lead. But they weren't done yet. Moments later, Mookie Betts lined an RBI single to left, scoring Smith and making it 3-0. And that was all the Dodgers' offense for the rest of the game. They barely got any hits, not many people on base. And the Blue Jays could not capitalize on only 3 hits by the Dodgers, or 3 runs by the Dodgers in the third, and then nothing else. Yeah, but the Blue Jays finally got on the board in the bottom half of the third inning. George Springer singled to center, driving in Addison Barger to make it 3-1, but Yamamoto stayed composed, working out the rest of the innings and holding Toronto scoreless the rest of the way. This was the first game in the playoffs. Yamamoto definitely struggled. His pitch count went up high. He had 6 strong innings, giving up just 1 run and 5 hits, but his pitch count was really high by the 6th or 7th inning. By the 6th inning, he was around 100 pitches already, and they definitely took him out. But the bullpen, they brought out Justin Robleski and Roki Sasaki in the middle innings before Tyler Glasnow came in to record the final 3 outs, striking out 1 and looking down his first save of the season. Speaking of that 9th inning of Game 6, you have guys on 2nd and 3rd. You have 1 out. Addison Barger took the biggest lead off of his life, and Kike Hernandez absolutely gunned that dude out. It was so bad. I don't know what he was doing. That was a terrible lead by Addison Barger. I don't know what he was doing. And yeah, you're seeing this terrible play by Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, by the way. We'll talk about this later. But no lead off from third base. Come on, if you took a lead, that you win the game right there. I mean, people are blaming, why couldn't you score in that 11th inning? Alejandro Kirk. Yes, Alejandro Kirk didn't get the ball in the air, but holy cow, you literally have Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, one of the faster players of the league, taking no lead off from third base, willy-nilly. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, and the Dodgers win Game 6 of the World Series, 3-1. Yamamoto picks up his 4th win of the year, in a masterful performance, and Glasnow shuts the door. And then the two sweetest words in all of sports. Game 7. Holy cow! I remember this Andy Pages catch. That was crazy. Game 7 in Toronto. Yeah. Ooh, let's get to it. Yeah, so, this was an tension-filled 11-inning game. The Dodgers took it 5-4 to win the World Series in a dramatic fashion, but let's get this show on the road. So, Bo Bichette crushed one in the 3rd inning, 442-foot home run to center, scoring George Springer and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. To give Toronto a 3-0 lead. Toronto had the lead for 6 whole innings, and they gave it up on this Miguel Rojas home run. Great piece of hitting by him. He barely poked it over the wall, but he definitely got that in the home run. But the Dodgers, after being down 3, they didn't flinch. In the 4th inning, Teoscar Hernandez lifted a deep sac fly in center to bring home Will Smith to make it 3-1. 2 innings later, Tommy Edmonds scored another sacrifice fly, or Tommy Titties, this time scoring Mookie Betts to cut the lead to 3-2. Slowly but surely, Los Angeles tipped away. In the bottom of the 6th, Andres Jimenez came through for Toronto, ripping an RBI double to bring home Ernie Clement, pushing the lead back to 4-2. But the Dodgers had answers, and it started in the 8th inning. With 1 out, Max Muncy stepped up and launched a 373-foot homer to right, his 3rd of the series, cutting the deficit to 4-3. Then in the 9th, with LA down to his final few outs, Miguel Rojas, the unlikely hero, no hit in over a month, poked a fastball 387 feet down left field, tying the game at 4-4 and silencing the Toronto crowd. The Dodgers had life again. We fast forward to the 11th inning, tie game, tension high. You had Will Smith, one of the biggest swings of his life, a 366-foot home run to left field, and his second of the series, putting LA ahead 5-4 in the Dodgers dugout. Yamamoto came out of the bullpen, short rest, shut the door with 2 2.5 scoreless innings, sealing the victory in series for Los Angeles. But let me talk about this. You have Vladimir Guerrero Jr. on second. You bunt him over with IKF. Great bunt by IKF. Okay, so you have 1 out. All you need to do is put a ball in play. Then Barger gets walked, and Alejandro Kirk his bat broke, so I can't be mad at him. But yeah, it was just not a good play. The small ball that I love the Blue Jays for, they were not able to do in these later games. And in Game 7, their small ball was so bad. They were getting on base. The theme of this series for the Blue Jays, and I think for the Dodgers too, but definitely for the Blue Jays, was RISP, the runners in scoring position dilemma. The Blue Jays, Game 3, all these games the Blue Jays could get hits. They just could not bring them home, and that was a serious issue. Double play here. Great play by Mookie Betts. But Alejandro Kirk was never going to beat that out. Also, Ernie Clement broke the hits record in the playoffs, which is insane. But that was my World Series recap. Peace.